Hey everybody, this is Michelle Thomas, and this is my orientation video for the 2021 school year. As most of you know, I am a high school math teacher, so in this video, I am going to go over my experience as a teacher, what I expect from you, and what you can expect from me. So let's start with my background. This will be my 14th year as a math teacher, and I have a bachelor's degree in math and Spanish, and a master's degree in math education. All of that to say that I know the math, I've been teaching the math, and as those of you that had me in previous years know that I expect you to work hard, but I will do what I can to help you learn to the best of your ability. So that's a little bit about me. Students usually don't care about that, but parents care because they want to know that the people teaching their kids are qualified. And so I am a qualified math teacher. And so as my 14th year of teaching, I think this will be a really good year. The next thing I wanted to talk about is the syllabus, which I have posted on Google Classroom. The syllabus that I'm going to show you is Algebra 2, but they're very similar. And then I'm going to walk through some of the important things in the syllabus. So let me pull that up. Okay, so as I said, this is the Algebra 2 syllabus. If you're not taking Algebra 2, you can find your syllabus on the Google Classroom for your class. But you'll see when you read it, it's very, very similar. So first thing, why do we study math? Especially if you're a follower of Jesus Christ, there are important reasons why we study math. And as you can see, studying math strengthens your mind. And if you have a strong mind, you're better able to love God. So when Jesus was asked what is the greatest commandment, what he said is recorded in Mark 12:30. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, and with all your strength. So if your mind is weak, you're not able to love God as well. So studying math is great for strengthening your mind. Studying math also helps us begin to understand God's creation. So that's the second reason why a follower of Christ would study math. If we understand God's creation, then we can better begin to understand the Creator. And Romans 1:20, one of my favorite verses, it says, "For since the creation of the world, God's invisible qualities, his eternal power and divine nature have been clearly seen, being understood from what has been made, so that people are without excuse." So if you're ever wondering, why are we studying this? At the very least, studying math strengthens your mind, helps you understand God's creation, which helps you better understand God. So 2 reasons why it's good to study math. You can read the course description. It'll be different for each class, so I'm not going to focus on that. The things I expect you to bring each day are a graphing calculator if you're in Algebra 2, Precal or Math for College Readiness, a binder that has dividers and also notebook paper and graph paper, and then pencils and erasers. Since it's a math class, of course, we will be writing in pencil because it's easier to erase. If you want to donate supplies to the classroom, you can see here there are several supplies that I would love for you to donate. You don't have to, of course. Your textbook on the second day of school, on Tuesday, I will give you a textbook. You will be responsible for taking care of it and bringing it to class every single day. And we will put a book cover on it like we've done in past years. And then at the end of the year, you'll turn it back in. And if it's in good shape, then you don't get charged for it. So it is your textbook. I will expect you to bring it to class every day. Calculators, let's talk about those. If you are in Algebra 1 or Geometry, you do not need a graphing calculator. In fact, for Algebra 1, we won't use a calculator at all, probably the first few months of the class, because the point of Algebra 1 really is to strengthen your mind so that you can do the math quick. So for Geometry and Algebra 1, be careful when you read the syllabus because I talk about the type of calculator that you need. Graphing calculators are expensive, and so if you have one for Algebra 1 or Geometry, great, fantastic. But if you don't have to buy a graphing calculator until Algebra 2. So Algebra 2 and above, you need a graphing calculator. And let me show you. You can use whatever graphing calculator you find, but they're not all the same. And so I'm going to teach from a TI-84, which is a Texas Instruments TI-84. So I want to show you what it looks like because there's a bunch of different versions. So let me see where that is. Okay, so here is a TI-84 Plus. There's a TI-84 Plus Silver, There's this TI-84C or C plus or something. They're all the same. So any of the TI-84s, this is the calculator that I am going to teach from. If you have an older sibling, they might have a TI-83, and these are almost identical calculators. So either of these, if you're in the classroom, you'll be able to follow my instructions. If you have another graphing calculator, not a problem, but you'll have to learn how to use it on your own. So if you're buying one, it would be better to buy a TI-84 Plus. Okay, so that's all I wanted to say about that. So now let's go back to the syllabus, and I want to talk about my expectations for you. And one of those things is the grading rubric and the homework. So homework, there will be homework every night. It should take about 20 minutes. Usually it's 5 or 6 problems, and then it will be due the next day. So homework every day, because you have to practice the math in order to get good at it. Grading rubric, there's 4 categories this year. So 50% of your grade will be tests, 20% quizzes, 20% homework and in-class work, and then 10% of your grade will be warm-ups and exit slips. If you had me last year, this category is new. I had exit slips and warm-ups last year, but I didn't grade them. So this year I am going to grade them. So that's something new. Materials I expect you to bring, I already talked about that. The rules of my classroom, I expect you to listen carefully, to be safe, to work hard, to come to class prepared, bringing the supplies that I mentioned, and on time, and to be kind to other people. And you can read in the syllabus, I give rewards if you are working hard and listening well, and I also give consequences if you're not doing it. And those of you that have had me before, you know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, so that's what I expect from you. What you can expect from me is that I will be prepared. I will prepare a lesson for every class. I'll be on time. I will ask you questions. I'll have you do work. I'll have you show your work. So it won't just be me talking up in front of the room. So I feel like as a math class, you got to do the work. And so you will spend a lot of time doing the math. I'll be available for extra help during lunch and math lab. I'll grade and return stuff in a timely manner. And I will never yell, embarrass, or insult a student. And if I do that, feel free to come talk to me privately, because that is something that I do not want to do. So that's what you can expect from me. And speaking of tutoring, those of you that are new, my 7th period is actually a tutoring class. So anytime you need help in math class, if you missed a day or if you're struggling on something, you can ask me for a pass and you can come see me in math lab, which is 7th period. So we'll talk more about that in class, but there is tutoring. And then usually once or twice a week in lunch, I'm available to help you as well. So I'll let you know that when I know. And the last thing I wanted to talk about for the syllabus is it's good to think about what happens after high school. Like high school is really building a foundation so that you're beginning to get ready for whatever job you're going to have as an adult. And there are a lot of jobs to choose from. So each year I talk a little bit about the research you should be doing. So if you are a 9th, 10th grader, you should begin to think about, like, what do you like to do? What do you not like to do? And then what strengths do you have? What weaknesses do you have? And then from there, as an 11th grader, beginning to think about college or apprenticeships or whatever you're doing after high school, then you should begin to think about what careers interest you. And if you find a career that interests you, then you should look at what kind of training do I need, or what kind of college education do I need to be ready to pursue that career. So there's a website that's really good just for researching different careers to learn about them. And it is this bls.gov/OOH. And so what this is, the US government has a department called the Bureau of Labor Statistics, and they record every job that exists in the US. And on this website, you'll find things like the salaries, the training needed to become whatever that job is, how many people are in the job, if the field is growing or if it's shrinking, what kind of things they do from day to day. So this is a really great website. My hope is that you'll spend a little bit of time throughout the year just looking at different careers and beginning to think about what might I want to do after high school, and what might I want to do as my career as an adult, because that'll help you decide what do you need to do after high school in order to be ready for the job. So wanted to make sure I talked about that. The last thing that I wanted to talk about is the first day of class. So the first day of class is going to be online. So high schoolers, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we are online following the class schedule. So you'll have all 7 classes online on Monday. Since you won't have a textbook, I'm going to display everything that I want you to have. On Tuesday, when you come to school, I'll give you a textbook. You do need paper and a pencil. So you got to be ready for that for the Zoom meeting, not the Zoom, sorry, the Google Classroom meeting on Monday, August 17th. That will be our first day, and we're just going to dig right in. So you got to be ready. You should have all your supplies by then anyway, and so you should be set up. Maybe find a desk or a space where you can sit, because you're going to be doing math and taking notes and all of that stuff. So if you have any questions, email me, and I love when students ask questions. So I look forward to hearing them, and I think it's going to be a great year. So I will see you guys soon. Have a good day, guys.